The Rockies no. 9-hitter, Noel Cuevas, a speed-first fourth outfielder, barreled up a mistake 87 mph cutter from James Paxton for a 3-run home run that broke open a tied ball game and clinched a series win over the Mariners at Safeco Field. The moment the pitch left his hand, James Paxton knew trouble loomed. His best hope was that the badly misplaced 87 mph cutter would be fouled off or not squared up on the barrel of a bat. It wasn't an unreasonable ask considering who was at the plate. Colorado's no. 9-hitter Noel Cuevas, a speed-first, fourth outfielder in his first season in the big leagues who had hit just one homer all season despite playing his home games at Coors Field. With one out and runners on first and second in the 7th inning of a tie game, Cuevas actually tried to put down a bunt on the first pitch of his at-bat, but it went foul. A bunt single would have been a far better outcome for the Mariners because Cuevas didn't miss the down-the-middle mistake from Paxton, scalding the ball into the visitors' bullpen in left field. That unlikely 3-run blast off the race broke a tie and dimmed the Mariners' victory hopes in what would eventually be a 5-1 defeat Saturday afternoon at Safeco Field. "I hung it," Paxton said. "It was pitch in the middle and he didn't miss it. It was just a bad pitch and it cost us the game. It was unfortunate." To be fair to Paxton, scoring just one run for the second consecutive game also cost the Mariners. "We've been stymied a little bit offensively," Seattle manager Scott Survey said. "We haven't done much as far as getting a big hit with runners in scoring position." For the first time since the beginning of their brutal road trip to the East Coast in June, the Mariners have lost back-to-back games. They are now 56-34. The defeat ensured a series loss, Seattle's first at home since May 4-6 against the Angels. "We still have a chance to have a good homestand," Survey said. "I can't remember the last time we lost the first 2 games of a series at home. We've been that good at home. We'll get after it tomorrow. Get to the off day and get out on the road before the All-Star break." That the series defeat occurred when Paxton was on the mound and throwing with some level of success made it that much worse. "I thought his stuff was as good as it has been all year," Survey said. "He made a mistake. It does happen. These guys aren't perfect even though Pax has been that good at times. You don't see those mistakes." Pitching coach Mel Stottlemyre had come to the mound just before the at-bat with Cuevas to discuss a few things with Paxton. "It was just about what we wanted to do right there," Paxton said. "We wanted the ball on the ground. So we wanted to go with the back foot, cutters or fastballs up to try and get an infield pop-up. I went with the cutter trying to get it to his back foot and I just hung it and left it over the middle. I made a mistake and he didn't miss." How often does a mistake pitch like that get squared up that well by a hitter? "Not that often," Paxton said. "But he did his job. He's supposed to hit that pitch and he did." That Cuevas came to the plate in that situation was a little galling for Survey. Paxton retired Carlos Gonzalez to start the inning and appeared to have Pat Valaika struck out on a check swing. On an appeal, however, first base umpire Joe West ruled Valaika didn't go around. It drew more than a few comments and gestures from the Mariners bench. Valaika later drew a walk. Then Gerardo Parra singled on a ground ball through the right side to bring up Cuevas. "I thought we had the guy struck out and didn't get the call," Survey said. "Did Paxton think Valaika swung at the pitch?" "I thought he did, but obviously Joe didn't think so," Paxton said. "He makes the call and not me, but I want that right there. You have to move on." Paxton finished out the 7th to end his outing. He allowed the 4 runs on 7 hits with a walk and 9 strikeouts. He and fellow talented left-hander Kyle Freeland, the Rockies starter, dueled through the first 5 innings, allowing 1 run each. The Rockies loaded the bases with no outs in the 3rd on 3 consecutive singles, but Paxton pitched out of the jam, getting DJ LeMahieu to fly out and striking out Charlie Blackmon and Nolan Arenado. The Rockies grabbed a 1-0 lead in the fourth on a run-scoring single from Carlos Gonzalez. Seattle answered in the fifth with a solo homer from Gene Segura off of Freeland. The Mariners' offense scattered 7 hits, but couldn't capitalize on some walks from Freeland. Seattle was just 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position and left 8 runners on base. Reliever Juan Nicasio entered the game in the top of the ninth and allowed another run.